What's up, subscribers and friends? Hi. This is not a gang stalking video. I know my friends, I'm sorry I've harped on about my prison and my father dying and stuff, but all I can say is it was 3 years ago this July. We're now in February. It's coming up to my birthday. It's going to be on the 16th. So I just want to do this video as a kind of basically I've seen this guy called Dropping Hits. That's what it's called on YouTube, and he's doing video stories. And there's another guy called the After Prison Show. That's really good, and it's kind of like looking at the funny side of it, which you know, I mean, at the time, for those of you that don't know, I was 51 when I went to prison. I think it was yeah, that's right, because it'd be 3 years ago. I'm going to be 54 on the 16th of February. So basically I had my birthday in prison. Now, I was sworn in as a good man and true, which means that I have no previous convictions, none whatsoever. I was classed as a vulnerable man. I've got severe depression, anxiety. Anyway, the charge was not being in control of a dangerous dog. It got dragged through magistrate's court for about 5 months. 10 months, 5 appearances in 10 months. They took Angel, my dog, off me, who is, she's right there. Where is she? There she is. There she is. And after 5 weeks, I got an appeal. So can you imagine? I mean, I consider myself reasonably educated. I'm self-educated, but I think I've got, you know, I know enough. And for some strange reason, I managed to get by. I only did 5 weeks in prison, but believe me, it was enough for me. And now, my first cellmate was an arsonist. He was in jail because he set fire to his ex-girlfriend's car, and because it was near a kind of a block of flats or wherever, he got extra time because it was endangering lives, even though he set fire to the car. So, I don't know what happened, some argument or another. So I'm with him, and that's in induction. So I was with him for about almost 2 weeks, and then I got moved onto what they call a proper wing, where you've got 2 square tiers like that, with 2 sets of stairs going up, and 90 cells. So you've got more or less 90 men. It's actually, yeah, 90 men. Second cell, I had a really funny guy called Angus, who was a bagpipe player, of all things. Fucking, how about that for crazy? Play the fucking bagpipes, man. And he made this. He asked me what I was in prison for. My charge sheet came through, so you know everybody could see and knew that it was not being in control of a dangerous dog. They just couldn't believe that I got this. A 6-month sentence, that's what I was going to say, 6-month sentence, and a destruction under an angel. And the injury was a 3 centimetre tear, which was, like I say, wasn't even proved it was her. So I got this guy called Angus, right, and he's a bagpipe player. And when I told him what I was in for, I asked him what he was in for, and he said he was busking in full regalia, Scottish regalia, military regalia. Apparently he played for the military. I'm a musician, that's why I gesticulate a lot. I play my piano myself and guitar, so please excuse my gesticulations. He played a lot, and apparently he said his charge was he was busking, and this charity, it was some kind of bogus charity or something like. So he was done for fraud. That was his story. Now, he moved with me because the arsonist got moved pretty quick in induction, because you only stay there for a while. He got moved pretty quick, and then I got this Angus guy. Then me and him moved together, sharing a cell, onto this wing, which they called the Beirut wing, because it was the worst wing in the whole of the prison, because it was the youth offenders wing, the YO wing. So it was like 18 to 25s majority. There was some 50-year-olds, 60-year-old, a 60-year-old who I shared a cell with eventually. Let's get back to the prison stories. This you couldn't make this up, man. I'm telling you. So I first get this arsonist, right, and then I get Angus, the bagpipe player, who apparently was in for fraud, for playing for a charity that didn't exist or something like that. And then he goes, and I get a new cell called Brian, who was an alcoholic. He was crazy. But when Angus went, about 2 days after, I heard that he had a gate arrest. Now, a gate arrest means that you get released from prison, and the moment that you go out the gates, police car comes and arrests you again, and then you're back. I don't know whether that's true or not, but I'll put it out there. Like I say, by the way, Angus is a pseudonym. That's not his real name. Angus is a Scottish name, so I just used that. No offence to anybody that's Scottish. Okay. So anyway, one day, me and Brian, this alcoholic, who I've got to kind of get to know, I'm about my third week in, and one day we're sat having his dinner, and the next minute there's this explosion, and I mean, it was like it was a bomb. I mean, it was a bomb, but it was like it went underneath. The tables were actually metal and welded to the floor, and this bomb, who these kids had made out of a battery and some orange juice. I mean, I don't know how the hell they did it, but it was some time kind of thing, and they were sat around, and there was smoke everywhere. Literally, the chairs banged like that. Oh my God, it was just crazy. And these guys are just laughing. There's smoke everywhere. Oh shit, man. So after the bomb thing calmed down, I went into prison. Although I smoke weed, and I don't smoke tobacco, but I do smoke tobacco, but I only smoke it when I have weed. Now I don't buy big king size papers weed. I have the little ones, okay? I just smoke single skinners, play my piano, do my music, record on YouTube, because that's what I do. I'm going to put my YouTube channel up as well, big it up if I can. I need some more subscribers, please. And so after the bomb happened, first thing, for me to tell the story, I've got to tell you, when I came in to I was saying I was a smoker. When I came into the prison for the first time, it was at night. It was about 7 o'clock at night, and they give you a bag full of commissary and your toothbrush and a comb and this, that, and the other. And you can either have a packet of tobacco with Rizzlers, and I don't know about filters, but with Rizzlers, or you can have Zuzus and Wham Whams, as I've found out. Is it anything sweet, So sweets, this, that, and the other. So I decided to go in as a non-smoker, because I could see straight away, even in the holding room, before induction, just in the holding room to get processed, right? I could see people tapping each other for cigarettes. Oh, have you got a roll-up? I thought, shit, man, I don't smoke tobacco for the sake of tobacco. I only smoke it because of the weed, okay? And I'm trying to go to ITAL this year in 2020. Anyway, that's by the by. So I went in as a non-smoker, and but my alcoholic friend was a smoker. So although people would come to my cell and say, oh, is so and so, is Brian here? No. Is there any roll-ups in? Is there any dimps in the ashtray? I said, oh, no, man, no, we clean it out. Double check, you know. Fucking hell, man, like shit. So one day, I mean, Brian was pretty soft, right? And he was an old guy, and I kind of like took him under my wing. My nickname was Sparky in prison, because the reason they called me Sparky was my dad was an electrician, and although I'm not an electrician, I'm just a musician, I was able to get the aerials perfect for people so they could get like 800 channels and stuff like that. So I kind of made my way through using the skills and the knowledge that I have. Where am I going with this? That's right. So people would come, me and Brian would be sat in our cell playing cards. People would come, hey Brian, you got a roll up? Yeah. Brian, you got a roll up? Yeah. Brian, you got a roll up? Yeah. And one or two or three characters that we got to know kind of would sit and chat for a while, you know. And one of these characters, I can't name for legal reasons, but the lads on the wing, they called him Shirley, as in Shirley Bassey, because he got long black hair. And he was in that particular wing. He was, because I think he committed his crime when he was maybe 18, 17, and he was now like 27 or something like that, maybe even 30. And he'd come and I'd talk to him, and sometimes he'd come when Brian wasn't there, and I'd chat to him, and you know, I thought it was okay. And then one day I'm in my cell and I'm looking over, and I've got a couple of guys who were best guys in prison. I can't name them names, but they were brilliant. You know who you are. And I'm sorry about that 20 quid if you read this, but if I see you, I'll give it you and buy you a drink, okay? So, yeah. They said, they beckoned to me like that, come over. So I said, excuse me a minute, Brian. I'm just gonna... So I walked over to the cell, and they said, hey Nick, it's Sparky. That guy, Shirley Bassey, you got in your cell, yeah. Does he come round often? What's he coming for? Sick, fags, yeah. Do you know he's a murderer? No. Murderer? No, I don't know. What? Yeah. Turned out, this guy, many years ago, I suppose many years ago, a policewoman was shot north of where I live, and he was the killer, and he was going to get out. He was due to get out in about 2 weeks, and if my appeal hadn't gone through, I would have done excuse me, I would have done 3 months there, and then 3 months out on tag, and an angel back here would have been destroyed. So I'm sat there with a fucking murderer. I'm sat next to a murderer, you know. But God, thank God, I'm coming up to 15 minutes now, so thank you for staying with me for this one. I'm glad I've got this one out, because it's kind of put everything in a nutshell. If you want to know about my dream about Jesus being the man that got me out of prison, and he was the one that got me through. Oh yeah, just before the 15 minutes are up, 30 seconds to go, I met a guy out of the blue, been there about 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks, and he was called Gideon. He was a black guy from Nigeria, and he was a Christian, and we talked about Christ, and that is the end of the video. God bless. Namaste.